Beautiful people, most welcome to the Voice of Evolution. I couldn't be more happy today. So many things have been put out in the universe, and it's actually the metaphysics of spiritual fields that are growing massively. I don't know if you can feel the purification going on every single day, and it will not stop. It will never stop as the power of the word is really grounding more and more, and that is actually the severity of the divine. And moving on with the new solar system into the renewal of the galactic and universal system and grounding that in the body. That is what true spiritual movement is about, and thus moving with all species and rising together is truly imperative. So here, if you would like to go into the higher fields of transformation, of healing, of truth, of your authenticity, it is very, very important you understand green light go. And green light go, that is actually the bridge of living light, and which we can move into the creation of, for example, an arc of consciousness. I think most people do understand or have heard about Arcturus. Arcturus, yes, right. So there's arc, there's us, there is you and us. So the U vibration is all about you as an essence, as a special entities with many qualities and that actually need to be heard, because we are all so unique. That moves us into the us of Arcturus. So the us represents the unified field, and if we think of arc consciousness, that is a high, very high level vibration to which you can actually achieve anything, because it brings the worst and the best of spirit together and assists you to bring that bridge into the open. So the movement from the Aquarian age into the higher volumes of water essentially needs the higher air system. So water and air can crystallize consciousness, and that is what we essentially lost. So through the density of the matrix. And so moving into ascension and gathering everything between the moon and the sun, which I explain a lot in my book, how to move into it, how to move into the crystalline grids, how you can communicate, because the Aquarian age is about conversations, deep dialogues, the deepness of two sparks or spirits coming together and creating something new. It's about teaming up on a very, very new level of gathering actually, and creating with the divine sources and forces of the universe, minus the dense forces. So in the crystalline grids, which I've been talking about massively in the past year in 2020, you open up these communicative ley lines in the body, and you start to move your organic composition synchrone with the organic composition of the earth that is moving into light, termed light earth. So that's very understandable, I suppose. And yeah, very, very important message here: to move into green light go, breathe through the green way all of the time, and ask to combine that, for example, with an aquamarine way, which is a very high vibration that brings the eternal vibes back to life, as we're all eternal beings and need to move into these definite deep levels connecting back to the water composition of Earth, starting off with the oceans, the Atlantic Ocean, Pacific Ocean, and the Indian Ocean, stationing in the heart especially. And then when we start to move into Ascension, it is essentially the purification process that matters most to move back into the capstone of creation, or the top on the pyramid. And here I have a few suggestions. First suggestion would go into the movement of Saturn into Arcturus, into the granite dragon. So these are the solar, galactic and universal levels. Same goes for green light go, as I'm wearing. That moves from Uranus, which most know, into the higher level of the northern star, with all the moons around that star, into the green dragon flight. So I'm a green dragon, although I'm Capricorn, so I have both movements at once all of the time. So breathing through from the inside out, granite and green light go will assist you massively to get in the detail of conversations, dialogues, communication, and gathering people in your community, in your field of interest, or whatever you would like to do as a new spark, because sparking the newness through is very, very essential, and stepping into co-creation with many, many species in the cosmos, actually, that are of massive assistance along the archangelic kingdoms, divine teams of light. Actually, in the former days they were termed tribes, and today they're termed teams of light. They already grounded on the planet in specific areas. Of course, it's up to our purification and the level of preparation we have been put out to meet these entities that is going to matter a lot. You can imagine that with a dense fracture brain that runs on 20% capacity, and with a lot of let's say dense mental psychological output, we will not be allowed to meet up, because it desires or requires a very purified wheel of light, actually, in order to match that. So should you wish to match that, then your vibration needs to meet up the higher frequencies, which you can achieve through the arc of consciousness, which is very, very important. I have a very strong meditation out there in the description box, and how to work with Arcturus and communicate your level of consciousness beyond the matrix and straight into the crystalline fields, which is so interesting, because from the purification we actually move into the preparation, and from the preparation we actually move into full-time transition. So the planet is fully transitioning, and we need to meet up with that. But because if we cannot hold to these purified vibrations, then the body will start fragmenting more and more, allowing more and more diseases to fuel through, and that is certainly not beneficial to your organism. Your organism needs to match what the severity and the beauty of the divine is bringing through, and that is the truth of spiritual science and consciousness, so which is not too hard to do today. And it's actually with everything is within the practice. So for those who haven't set up at least a spiritual body or a grid environment, it's going to be very hard to keep protective levels in, because no matter how much you delete dense forces like the monsters and hybrids and stuff, they can always kick back in if you don't have a protective grid. That is what it comes down to. So today also, let's finish up with one of my I am cards, you know, with my Celtic knot. And the cards that came into creation from my art and work with all 5 elements actually that are there to mentor you, to bring to a higher level of truth, of self-realization, of awakening, no matter where you're at. They are so deep, as they are all inspired by my connection directly to my source. So let's pick a card for today and this week actually. Let's see. Damn. Yeah, I am the phoenix rising, the lightning bolt. Isn't that measuring up? It's all within the green light go. It has the granite ray and it has also the gold ray. So bringing male-female aspects together. That art has been made on cardboard. Don't know if you can see it. So it's very potent. All of my artists, it's what I am, you know. I just tell it like it is, because I've been training myself for more than 20 years into that. So you cannot put up with any nonsense anymore when getting together with people. So let's see, it's card 29. Let's see what the book says. You know, my I am faculty wise mentor cards. I've been speaking about a lot as well. So yeah, that is great, because the Aquarian energy is actually that air vibration. You know, Aquarius is pure air, the volumes and volumes of communication coming through in green light go. And so the phoenix rising, the lightning bolt, that is a fire that builds through strength, through perseverance, that defeats the mud of all beliefs. Exactly what we need. So, and character, emotions, indoctrinations, all that stuff we need to let go of. Actually, I don't particularly like that sentence, letting go of. Because you can say yourself, just let go of, but then your cells are still cycling it all of the time. In the morning when you get up, at night when you go to bed, and you know, you get these memories that actually are like a hybrid on your brain, and that it needs some technology to release. So anyone interested in individual sessions, they are deep, pure, they take 1 to 2 hours, but then again, it will be completely gone after the session, no matter what you would like to release. So I specialize in spiritual science and physics of the divine, so bringing through nanotechnology that moves with the organism. So I work with a lot of sacred geometrical patterns, the word of the divine that is so sacred, as well as light formulas actually, or whatever my source brings through for a particular entity. So coming back to the card, it is time to leave limited conscious and unconscious states of being behind and rise into the golden awareness, especially in this Aquarian age. Then when I pick a card, it really matches. In everyday life, we also already know we cannot longer live like we did 20 years ago. We no longer accept these circumstances that do not seem to fit in a healthy brain concerning foods, concerning economics, poor health, educational systems, anything under the trampoline of control, manipulation. So, yeah, we all want to be authentic, right? We all want to know who and what we are, because anything less is pure boredom and a waste of your precious time. So when the phoenix truly shows up, we are ready for new spices on our dinner plate, so to speak, that reconnects us to authentical powers, skills, wisdom, and knowledge. So the phoenix always completes old cycles. So the process is necessary in order to deliver exactly the correct energetic frequencies to all levels of self. So, yeah. There's a few more pages of explanation, but yeah, you get the heat of what I'm willing to express, how imperative it is if you want to rise out of the mud and raise vibrations that match frequencies where you belong to be. And that is actually the movement from the old soul into full-time spirit consciousness. And that needs the process of purifying the body with pure liquids, and then preparing the body to move on to the other side of midnight, and then arcing your consciousness in to the transition that is happening right now and will not stop. So choices are very little, so nobody will be safe. We are here to save ourselves with massive assistance from our source, our spark, our spirit self, and massive teams of light. But do get it, people, we need to do it ourselves with perfect guidance. So it should not be difficult. Enjoy this week. It's going to be powerful as everything this year, and it will not be cut down on any angle to suit your brainwave. So once you get that, move into the evolution of your particular voice. Thank you for being with me, subscribing, liking, commenting, communicate. Tell me what's on your liver, what is stuck in your stomach, and let's move it on. And thank you so much for sharing my channel. I truly appreciate. See you on Thursday. Thank you.